A seemingly penniless young Kenyan man actually spent $2,000 to buy a large batch of cheap plastic buckets. Facing the vendor's sudden price hike, he didn't even blink, throwing down another $1,000 to buy the vendor's jacket as well. Putting on this jacket, he transformed his appearance, disguising himself as a vendor, and swaggered toward the security checkpoint. The guards couldn't be bothered to check dozens of buckets one by one, and just like that, inadvertently allowed him to successfully infiltrate the target area. He sat down quietly in a corner, calmly waiting for the patrol to leave. Once he confirmed it was safe, he pulled out a handheld console, opened a disguised cigarette box, and released a bionic beetle drone. He piloted the drone into a heavily guarded civilian house and scouted out a massive stockpile of C4 explosives inside. This confirmed the intelligence he had intercepted earlier, and he immediately transmitted the live feed back to MI6. Seeing this, the colonel swiftly deployed a Predator drone to the edge of Kenyan airspace and requested authorization from her superiors for a strike. However, the high-ranking officials in the Situation Room rejected the request. Time was ticking away second by second. The terrorists inside were already fully geared up. After repeated simulations and calculations, the colonel finally presented a plan that would minimize civilian casualties. The superiors finally authorized the operation, but just as the drone operator was about to press the launch button,
Yes, ma'am. Go to launch the flare.
a little girl walked right outside the target building's compound wall and set up her small bread stall. The colonel ordered him to fire, but the operator refused. He simply couldn't bear to implicate an innocent child. The undercover agent on the ground glanced up at the guards not far away, took a deep breath, and, risking exposure, rushed toward the little girl. He bought all the bread at her stall in one go, frantically urging her to go home immediately. But his abnormal behavior instantly aroused the guard's suspicions. Seeing that he was about to be caught, he had no choice but to drop the buckets and bread, turn, and flee into an alley. But fortunately, the little girl left her stall. The operator decisively pressed the launch button. The Hellfire missile was 50 seconds away from hitting its target. Suddenly, the little girl returned, picked up the bread he had dropped, and set up her stall all over again. At this moment, everyone's hearts leapt into their throats. Relying on his familiarity with the terrain, the agent vaulted over a courtyard wall and shook off the guards. He then stopped a young boy, shoved a wad of cash into his hands, and told him to go buy all of the little girl's remaining bread. Finally, the little girl packed up her stall and left the danger zone. 10 seconds later. The missile precisely leveled the terrorists' hideout. Through the satellite feed, the colonel confirmed that this decapitation strike was a massive success.